Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. My name is Alex. I'm outside Stamford Bridge. We've just lost 2-0 against Brentford in the Premier League. Joey, mate, I don't think anyone was seeing this happening.
It's a hat-trick of wins for Brentford, isn't it? That's absolutely devastating. Like, these lot were playing third-tier football about 6-7 years ago or something. Now they've come to Stamford Bridge and got 3 wins in a row. Like, it's crazy. It's mental.
Break it down for me, Joe. I mean, what did you see on the pitch?
Do you know what, yeah? First 30 minutes I thought we were class. Like, I thought we played really well. I thought we were very creative. I thought that Cole Palmer looked the dog's bollocks. But we're having that same struggle over and over and over again. And anyone that watches Chelsea week in, week out can tell you the exact same thing. We've not got someone to put the ball in the back of the net. And you could go, well, look at how many chances you've missed and what you've created and what you haven't been able to convert. Why is a number 9 going to help that, like, all in all? But what I would say is when you got a number 9 scoring goals for you, it does take a lot of pressure off the rest of the boys. You look at, let's say, for example, yeah, look at, I don't know, last season, yeah, obviously Newcastle, they had Callum Wilson scoring goals, Isaac scoring goals. It meant that the likes of Almiron and other players could come in and score more goals. You look at Jack Grealish in his first season at Man City, they were playing the false 9 system. He wasn't scoring all that much. Haaland comes in, takes a little bit of pressure off him, and he's scoring a lot more goals. So what I would say is that even with having someone other than the likes of Nicholas Jackson and Amanda Broha, as good as they might be in the future, if we've got someone for the here and now, and Ivan Toney, ironically, seeing as we're playing Brentford, maybe Osman, but I think he's a little bit overpriced. If we've got someone that can come in and guarantee us goals, then the other players around him will have a little bit of pressure off of their shoulders and be able to convert more. But I ain't going to back away for it and say it's all about that. We weren't great today, especially in the second half. We haven't got that sort of mature spine to our team to be able to sort of drag losses into draws and draws into wins, have we? So
you're just looking at it and saying it was just kind of a meh performance, but it wasn't terrible, because I've spoken to a lot of people who said we were absolutely crap.
Nah, well, what is it again? Like, if you say today, yeah, if you take away the scoreline, you watch the match, you don't know who scored, are you going to say that Brentford were the better team?
Probably. Well, looking at the scoreline.
Without the scoreline, are you going to say that Brentford are the better team? I don't think they were. I think that key moments went against us. That's not luck. That's something that's almost in our DNA now a little bit as a Chelsea team. Key moments are going against us. And the problem is, I said this before the match, we're going to find it just as hard to beat Brentford as we will to beat Spurs. You would think that because we've been pumped fucking 2-0 by Brentford today, I'm now going to say to you, no, we don't get a result against Spurs. I'm probably just as confident right now as going and getting a result against Spurs as I was before the match, because I think in the bigger games, things will favour us massively in terms of teams opening up on us. Let's be honest, Brentford played very defensively, looked to nick goals on the counter-attack as they did today. But the problem with that is, if that's a rare occasion, yeah, a rare occurrence that happens, that's all well and good, and it's like, all right, well, it doesn't happen that much, but whatever. The problem is we see it sort of week in, week out at Chelsea at the minute. So I don't want to be too harsh on the boys. I think if you're asking me now, look, I've made some bold claims for the week in terms of where we're finishing. If you're asking me now, is top 5 on? It don't look that way, does it? It don't look that way when we're losing to the likes of Brentford and dropping points to the teams we've had. Or we have dropped points to, I should say. But what I would say is, very much so, I can see the core of a team we're building here for the future. But we need mature heads. We need to bring in a couple of players over that sort of age bracket that we're recruiting in when it comes to no one over the age of 25 years old. I feel like we need a few older heads in there to be able to steady the ship a little bit. We'll get there. Will it be this season? Possibly not.
Yeah, I mean, we missed Enzo and Mudryk today. I mean, do you think that was a big factor in obviously dropping points?
I don't know, I said to you before the match, didn't I, that I didn't think that the admission of Enzo was going to make a massive difference. Maybe seeing it maybe did. I thought that Conor Gallagher probably didn't have his best game in a Chelsea shirt today, but I do think that his levels upon last season are massively improved, even in a game like today. But it's a game of key moments, man. If the key moments go for us, we're singing everyone's praises. I thought that a lot of players were good today. I thought that until the game got too intense in the last sort of 20 minutes where we needed to go, I thought that Cucurella was very good. I also thought that until the game got to that intensity, Cole Palmer was very good. A lot of these players were, but it's just hard when we've lost the match to be able to come and say anything too positive today.
Sometimes, though, with these, I don't want to say smaller games because every game's important. It's not about how good you are technically and what tricks you can do and how many shots you have. Sometimes it's about being a little bit scrappy, winning those challenges, those 50-50s, and Do you think that we were lacking that today?
Yeah, maybe. I think for a team that know how to win, you look at the Cucurella chance in the first half, maybe they convert that. I know it's, very hypothetical. A shot can get blocked and it doesn't go in, but when you look at that chance in the first half, maybe a team that have a little bit more know-how are able to convert that. Listen, we had was it a shot off the post by Noni Madueke?
Right at the beginning, mate.
Yeah. So we had a couple of chances, but maybe a team with a little bit more know-how are able to make those chances go in their favour, sit back, be a little bit more defensive and grind out a result. At the moment, you look at Man United, their performances are shit, but they're getting results. Our performances are fairly good when you watch a match and the run of play, but we're not getting a result. So maybe we need that sort of fine line, that sort of fine intervention between the two to be able to take a little bit of what they're doing, a little bit of what we're doing, and then that will blend for the perfect mix. But at the moment, it's not great. It's not going our way. I'm not going to throw my toys out the pram. We're not, I very much think we'll finish in the top half of the table and whatnot, and it changes week in, week out, doesn't it? A couple of good results and I'll be telling you we're back in the race for top 5. So I'll probably change my tune very quickly, but it's hard to not be deflated when you come away from a match like today, really.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm watching that match and I know we were saying we were in control. Obviously, we had more shots, things like that. To me, in the first half, I would completely agree with that. But in the second half, as soon as Brentford has scored that goal, possession means nothing. Just because you have possession, we saw it with Mourinho so many times. You can sit back with the ball and you're just controlling the tempo of the play. The amount of times they take a set piece, go in the box, then win the ball back, pass to the keeper, we're moving up and down. It's like they were toying with us, just without the ball.
You say it's a thing of possession means nothing. I don't actually think that's a conscious decision on Chelsea's behalf to have loads of possession. I don't feel like we go behind and then the team goes, let's have loads of possession here. I just feel like that's the way the run of the match goes. I feel like when we do go behind, the teams are very happy to sit back, let us have the possession, catch us on the counter-attack as our players move forward. It's certain that Brighton did brilliant last season. Brighton were a team that would allow the other team to have possession to get the team to expand, move up more, so they have more areas to play the ball into, and then were able to counter-attack their teams, and it came up trumps for them. So I think that's what, when a team goes in front against Chelsea now, that's what they're very much looking to do. And that's why when we take the lead, it's no coincidence. In the Brighton match, we took the lead. In the Fulham match, we took the lead. In the Burnley match, we didn't take the lead, but Burnley were very naive, man, in the way that they played against us. So I think the same problems are rearing their ugly head, and I think that's something that we're seeing the brilliance of Pochettino when he comes up against the top managers, when he comes up against managers that he's able to beat. But to use a boxing comparison, some boxers will look brilliant against world level opposition and really good opposition, but they look shit against journeymen. I'm not calling Brentford a journeyman, but you can see the point I'm trying to make here. When we come up against a team that maybe don't have the quality that we have, but are able to be very tactical in the way that they're disciplined and go, right, we know we're not going to outplay them, so let's do this and let's do this well. Yeah. That's where we're struggling, man, big time.
Yeah, I think as well, whoever got that first goal was always going to be on top, because Brentford can sit back even more. They don't even have to worry about scoring another, which they ended up doing anyway. And with us, we could have just held on to the ball, been a little bit more safe with our passing, and we didn't have to take as many risks. So it could have gone either way. If Madueke would have scored at the beginning, we would be having a completely different conversation.
If my auntie had a pair of bollocks, she'd be my uncle.
Fair enough, mate. And just to round it off, going into the rest of the season, I know when we first spoke against Nottingham Forest, we lost that game. You said that anything better than last season is still an improvement. Is that the way that fans have to look at this now?
Yeah, listen, position-wise, we'll be better than 12th. Run of play, we're better than 12th. Creativity, things to get excited about, individual performances, we're better than 12th, aren't we? People have clipped this up now and just completely mug me off and say, whatever. But what I'm saying is, it's better than last season, and at the end of the day, we're in a rebuilding process here. Listen, it's not going to happen this season. As much as I might get gassed up off a couple of wins and say, we're in the race for top 5 and whatever, listen, I'm still not writing the chances of that off. Many teams will suffer shock defeats, as we've already seen this season, but I'm not writing it off. But it's going to be better than last season. You've already seen it's better than last season, so there's no reason to be too down in the dumps about it. The problem is we love football for the feeling it gives us, and when we're going out now, it's an early kick-off. We're going to enjoy the rest of the Saturday. We'd love to be having a beer and sort of reminiscing on a great match we've had here and a great performance and a 3 points gained, and obviously we're not able to do that, so maybe we'll have to have 1 or 2 more beers. But it is what it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it is
mate.
what it is.
Well,
mate.
I agree with you on the beer factor. I'll definitely be having a few of them after the game. And just to finish off, mate, what do you say to the Chelsea fans? I know we've spoken about the process, but a lot of people say scrap the process. This isn't Chelsea. Chelsea are meant to be winning right now.
I say subscribe to the Joey Knight podcast. No, joking. No. Listen, it is what it is, mate. It is what it is. Chelsea, you can say that, but you're being unrealistic. Do you know what I mean? Like, are you being completely unrealistic? Go, we should be winning right now. Okay, brilliant. But if you've got that mentality and if you're going to hate on us until we're winning and be negative until we're winning, please don't celebrate when we start winning. Do you know what I mean? Because you weren't there in the lows, so why be there in the highs? It might get better before it gets worse. It might be up and down this season. That might be the way it goes. Maybe I've got a very positive outlook. I get told by a lot of people I'm very optimistic when it comes to the outlook I have on these matches, but it just sort of is what it is. Do you know what, mate? I'm the same as you. I ain't really got nothing to say to anyone because I'm fucking gutted. Of course I am. But I just try and keep a level head because I can say one thing now. We go and pump Blackburn. I come out here to do the same interview of you again and I'm going, fuck it, we're going to win the League Cup. Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is, mate. It is what it is.
You've got to take each result with a pinch of salt sometimes.
That's it, yeah.
All right, buddy. Thank you very much.